Hi guys, this is Vineet, and in today's video we will talk about how you can create non-clustered indexes in SQL Server. Before we proceed ahead, I would request you guys to please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Subscribing gives us huge motivation to create new videos for you and for other SQL professionals, so please go ahead and subscribe. There's a subscribe button below this video, pointed by this arrow, somewhere near that area. So click on that subscribe button, you will get a bell icon. Click on that bell icon, select all notifications to get notifications regarding all my future videos. And if you take a look at this screenshot, right now I have 323 subscribers and hoping or aiming for 500 subscribers. Right now I have 132 published videos on my channel. You can watch them out. And if you look at the screenshot on the right side, you will see that out of 100 subscribers, only 4% of them are currently subscribing to our channel. So we want to increase the subscribe count. So please help us in that. Show us your love and support. And let's move ahead. Now there are some points to remember. Please watch this video till the end to gain better clarity of the concept, and if possible for you, please watch this video twice. Perform any exercises in your test or lab environment. Do not touch any production environments or production databases. We would like to know your thoughts regarding our videos, so please share your comments. In case you need PDF copy of the notes discussed during this video, you may download them by paying a nominal fee from the link given below. This link is also included in the description. Apart from that, I have multiple playlists to watch. First one is the database design playlist, which consists of around more than 35 videos. This list can be accessed from the link given below, link mentioned here. I will also include this link in the video description as well, so please check it out. Apart from that, we have a business continuity playlist that consists of more than 45 videos, and this list can be accessed from this link as well, and I will include this link in the description area of the video, so check the description area of the video. That's very useful. And apart from that, my channel page link is youtube.com/SQL Talks by Vineet. You can access my channel page from there. From there as well, you can subscribe to my channel. Click on the subscribe button, you will see a bell icon. Click on that bell icon, select all notifications to get notifications regarding all my upcoming videos. Now, if you have any questions related to SQL Server, you may ask them so by paying a nominal fee of INR 500 for a single question at the link given below, and I will try to answer your questions as soon as possible. And if you need help with writing a profile while preparing your resume, I can help you with that. I'm available for consultation with an hourly charge of INR 1000, and you may avail this service by going to the link below. I will also include these links in the description, so please check out the description area. Now let's come back to a topic, which is how you can create clustered indexes in SQL Server. So let's quickly go to notes. Alright, so let me select a pen pointer. So today's topic is how you can create non-clustered indexes inside SQL Server. You can create non-clustered indexes in SQL Server using SQL Server Management Studio or Transact-SQL. Both can be used to create non-clustered indexes. A non-clustered index is an index structure. So it's an index structure basically, just like cluster index, separate from the data. So this structure is separate from the data which is stored in the table. The structure is separate from that, and this structure basically helps in reordering, or this structure helps in reorders one or more selected columns. So let me go through this definition again. A non-clustered index is an index structure that is separate from a data stored in the table, and the purpose of this index is to reorder one or more selected columns. Non-clustered indexes can often help you find data more quickly than searching the underlying table. So instead of doing a table scan, non-cluster indexes can help you in finding data in a faster way. Queries can sometimes be answered entirely by the data in the non-clustered index. Or the non-cluster index can point to the database engine, or it can point the database engine to the rows in the underlying table. Alright, so basically the purpose of non-cluster indexes is to help you find data in a faster way. It helps the SQL Server Management Studio to find the data in the source table in a faster way. Generally, non-cluster indexes are created to improve the performance of frequently used queries. So why do we create non-cluster indexes? They are basically created to improve the performance of any frequently used queries not covered by the cluster index. So if there is a particular, if we are ordering on a particular column which is not part of a cluster index, what we can do, we can create a non-cluster index on that column. So we generally do this in situations where we are frequently performing some queries where we are doing order by on a column and we do not have any cluster index present on it, and that helps us in improving the performance of the queries. So or to locate the rows in the table without a cluster index called a heap. Let me reiterate these three sentences again. So generally the non-cluster indexes are created to improve the performance of frequently used queries not covered by the cluster index, and it can also be used to locate rows in a table without the cluster index called a heap. You can create multiple non-cluster index on a table or an index view. So multiple non-cluster indexes can be created. You can watch out my earlier video. We can create almost like 999 non-cluster indexes on a table, and that's the max limit. Now let's talk about implementations. So non-cluster indexes are implemented in the following ways. First, by way of constraints. So whenever we create a unique constraint on a certain column on a table, when you create a unique constraint, a unique cluster index, sorry, a unique non-cluster index, this one is non-clustered. So whenever we create a unique constraint on a column of a table, a unique non-clustered index is created to enforce a unique constraint by default. So by default, a unique non-cluster index get created on the column whenever we create a unique constraint on a column in a particular table. You can specify a unique cluster index as well. So at the time of constraint creation, we can specify that a particular cluster index can be a clustered index instead of non-clustered. That can only be done in the scenarios where the cluster index is not already present on the table. In those situations, we can create unique cluster index as well instead of a unique non-cluster index that will get created automatically. Now we can also create a non-cluster index independent of any constraints. So by default, a non-cluster index is created if clustered is not specified. So if we do not specifically specify that this index should be clustered, that index will be created as a non-cluster index. The maximum number of non-cluster indexes that can be created per table is 999. This includes any indexes created by primary key or unique constraints, but does not include XML indexes. So the only exception is the XML indexes, which are not included in that 999 count. Otherwise, all the other indexes, even created by the primary key or unique constraint, come within this 999 limit. Now let's talk about non-cluster indexes on an indexed view or indexes view. After a unique cluster index has been created on a view, so if a view has a unique cluster index, non-cluster index can be created on that particular view. Now let's cover three of the demos. So the first demo is covering how to create a non-cluster index using the table designer. So how to do that? Let's go into the SQL Server Management Studio. We'll take a look at MyDB. It has some tables. No, it does not have any tables. So let's take sample DB maybe. Let's see if it has any tables. So it has two tables, employee table and a student table. Alright. And right now if I see the table details under the indexes column, we have a cluster index created on certain column. I can check the design of properties of this index. So this is created on the employee ID column. And what columns do we have? We have employee ID and employee name. So we can choose this employee name as a column for our non-clustered index that we'll create. Apart from that, we have a student table as well. Similarly, it has two columns. Index is already present on the student ID column. On the name column, the index is not defined. So we can choose either of these tables. So let's choose this table, employees table. We will create a non-clustered index on the employee name column. So what you need to do, this is Object Explorer. The database section is already expanded. The table folder is already expanded, and we need to right click on the table on which we want to create a non-clustered index. Give me a moment, guys. Okay guys, we need to right click on the table on which you want to create the non-clustered index, and we can select design here. Go into table design mode. So here we are covering how you can create an index using a table designer. So once you open a design of the table, you will get this menu item, table designer. So now if we have to create index on the employee name column, the non-clustered index on the employee name column, what we can do is we need to right click on the column where we want to create the non-clustered index on, and then we can select the index keys option. So once we select this option, so you need to right click on the column, click on the column on which you want to create the index, and select the indexes keys option, and after that you need to click on add. So this is a new index added. We can rename it as well. So we can mark it as non-clustered employees, and we can specify the non-clustered, and we can specify employee name to know that this index is created on the employee name column, and column it is created on is employee name. I'm not creating it as a unique index. Type is index, and apart from that, create as clustered is set to no, because this will be a non-clustered index. So we have selected the new index. After adding the new index, we have selected and modified some of the properties. We have modified its name, and make sure that if you're creating non-clustered index, this create as clustered should be set to no, and you can click on close. Your index will be created. Alright, so indexes is created on the employee name column. We can refresh the indexes section. It's not showing me though. So after you create the index, you need to close the design and save your table employee. After that, you will be able to see the index. So now you refresh, you see there is a non-clustered index defined on the employee name column. So this is the way you can create an index, a non-clustered index via the table designer. So you go into design view of table, and then create the index by right clicking on the column and selecting the indexes keys. So this is the index created on this particular employee name column. Alright, let me close that. So the first demo is done. We're done with the first demo. Next demo is how to create non-cluster index by using the Object Explorer. Now let's explore this option. Go to the SQL Server Management Studio. Now inside the Object Explorer, we need to expand the databases section, which is already expanded. We need to expand the database on which. So now we have created index on the employees table. Let's use some other table. Let's use the student table. On student table, we have a cluster index on the student ID column. We will create a non-cluster index on the name column. So we have expanded the database student, expanded database sample DB. We expanded the table folders as well. In the table we have a students table, and we have expanded a table under which we want to create a non-cluster index. So under this table, student table, there's an indexes folder. What you need to do is you need to right click on the indexes folder, and you can select the new index option, and you can select non-cluster index. Because cluster index is already created, so this option is grayed out. So we'll create a non-cluster index. It will open up a new index dialog box, and we are on the general page. We can enter the name of the new index here. So right now the name is given like this, so we can mention the name as non-cluster index on maybe we can specify student name column we are creating the index on. So we have entered the new name of the new index in the index name box, and under the index key columns we need to click the add button, and we need to select a column on which we want to build the index. In this case we are building the non-cluster index on the name column. Let's click on OK. So this name is selected as the index key column, and after that we need to click on OK for index to get created. So index is being built, and it is being built now. So it's a non-unique non-clustered index. Alright, and so this is the way you can create an index by right clicking on the index folder using the new index non-clustered index option. So we have shown you two ways. So second demo is also done, first demo is also done, and now let's come to third demo, where we will use the Transact-SQL to create a non-cluster index. Now what we will do, we will, instead of using the MyDB or sample DB, we are using the AdventureWorks 2022 DB. So let's click on new query against that. So if we expand this database, if we look at the table, so vendor, okay, now this table has an index. I'm not sure which particular table, but yeah, there's an index with the name ix product vendor underscore vendor id. So let's check whether we have that index present on this database. So if we check this in 6 indexes catalog view, we can check the indexes name. If I just execute this, there will be a lot of indexes to check for, but yeah, we want to check for a particular index, so we can specify the name of the index. So the name of the index is ix product vendor and vendor id. So it must be on the product vendor table. Let me see if there's a table with the name product vendor. So I think this is the table. Let's see if we have this index here. So yeah, not this particular index. Let's see if it's present. So this index is not present over here. So what we will do, we will create an non-cluster index. Index name will be this. We'll create this index on the purchasing dot product vendor table, and we will create this index on the business entity column. But this is a primary key. This column is a part of primary key. Let's see if we can create a existing index with this name is not present. We have checked. We talk about this business entity ID is being used as a part of primary key. Let's see if we are able to create an index on this column solely. Let's execute some statements. So in case if we want to check if this exists index already present on the table, if you want to drop it, you can run this code. If exist, select name from sys.indexes, and you can specify the condition where name is equal to this index. If it is present, it will drop this index. If this index exists, we can drop this index, give the index name. It should be without the quotes here, and we need to specify the table and the column name. We need to specify the table name, so it's under the purchasing schema dot product vendor table. So let's execute this statement. So command completed successfully. Now we are sure that this index does not exist, and now we will create a non-clustered index. Create non-clustered index. We need to give the same index name, so I'm giving the index name here, and we are creating it on the purchasing dot product vendor table, and then after that we need to specify the column business entity ID. We are creating the non-cluster index on. So this column is a primary key, so cluster index is already created on this column if you see. Okay guys, sorry, there's a non-unique clustered index present on the business entity ID column. So we were checking the wrong index. So if we check this particular index, business entity ID, it should be present here, right? So this is the index present. It's a non-clustered index, and it is present on that particular table on the business entity ID column. So let's drop this index first, and then we will recreate it. So we can keep these statements. We will execute the whole batch in one go. So we are creating a, let's create the same index on the, so we need to drop this index here and then create the same index again. So what we are doing is basically we are dropping this index if it already exists on the table, and then recreating the same index. That is what we are doing. So let's change the name of the index here as well in our create statement. Now let's execute this statement. So it will first drop the product vendor business entity ID non-cluster index on the business entity ID column, then it again creates the same index on the same column. Let's execute this. So command is completed successfully. If we refresh it, this index is now created again on the table. So guys, we have just shown you how you can create an non-cluster index using Transact-SQL statement. In the first batch of statements, in the first statement, what we are doing is we are querying the sys.indexes catalog view for a presence of particular index. Here we are using it as a subquery. So we are checking the sysindexes table for a particular index, which is the index defined on this table. And if it exists, we are dropping this particular index on the purchasing.product vendor table. So after the index gets dropped, we are again recreating it by using the create non-cluster index statement and give the name of the index, and we need to specify the table name as well as the column name on which we are creating the non-cluster index. So non-cluster index is creating after the execution of this statement. So guys, I hope you got the idea how to create a non-cluster index using the Transact-SQL statement and the two other methods, which is a table designer method and the object explorer method. So I hope you liked this video. Today we have covered how to create non-cluster indexes. We have provided you an overview of non-cluster indexes, discussed about the implementation. The first implementation is automatic by way of constraints, especially the unique constraint. And also these indexes can be created independent of the constraints. There are 3 ways to create them. We have covered 3 demos regarding that. And you may review this video. You may watch this video again to gain better clarity of how to create the indexes. And we hope you like this video. In case you really like this video, please click on the like button. Please do share this video with your friends. Please share your comments on this video. And also please subscribe to my channel. There is a subscribe button below this video. Click on that subscribe button. You will get a bell icon. Click on that bell icon. Select all notifications to get notifications regarding all my upcoming videos. I thank you so much for your time on this video today, and you have a wonderful day ahead.